I've always played a lot of racket sports. Just about any racket sport you can name, I've played it. I've always loved racket sports. Racket sports have always been, one of my favorite types of sports. I played varsity tennis in high school. I spent a year in East Africa when I was 15 years old. They were lucky enough to have a squash court there, so I played squash when I was 15. Table tennis was probably one of my favorite games before moving to the Villages and discovering pickleball. I never heard the word pickleball until I came to the Villages. But you talk to most pickleball players, if they were going to give one word to describe the sport, it would be addictive. I became addictive immediately. And it's really funny because my wife, who has really no sports background at all, she never played any sports throughout her whole life. We've been in the Villages for 10 years, almost exactly to the day right now. And she spent the first 3 or 4 years, never picked up a pickleball paddle. She had no interest in playing pickleball. And now, when she is healthy, she will play 9 times a week. She will play every morning, and then she goes to 2 clinics in the afternoon where they do mainly drills. So that's kind of how the progression of how I got involved. And all she had to do was play the game a couple times, and she got totally addicted also. But how I kind of became a student of the game is I got very, very lucky because I became known in pickleball to a lot of the better players because I was the only one starting in 2010 that was doing videos, like we talked about before. Videotaping the finals out at nationals, putting those videos on YouTube. That's initially how people kind of got to know the name Jeff Shank, not because I was a great player, but because I was the one that was the only one at that point that was doing videos. How I really became a student of the game is, again, because I kind of became known in the pickleball world amongst these top players, again, not because I'm a top player, but just because of the videos and putting on the pro exhibition. Because of that, I started to learn a lot of things from these top players. Timothy Nelson has been in our home here in the Villages 4 different years. While he was here, he put on probably roughly 50 different lessons for our locals here, 50 one-hour lessons. And obviously because he was staying with us, I was shuttling him around. I had the fortunate experience of sitting in on 50 one-hour private lessons by who my opinion is the top strategist in pickleball. Timothy is currently on a hiatus while he's in law school, not really competing in pickleball, but he taught me a lot of what I know. That and the fact that during these last 4 years when we had the Pickleball Pro Exhibition, I've been able to sit through about 12 hours of clinics given by these top pros when they've come here over the last 4 years. One day, the first day of the Pro Exhibition is a 3-day event. The first day is our club members get to get on the court, so we'll have 3 club members and 1 pro on a court, and they'll get to play with and against the pro, and the pro will give them tips on how to improve their game for that half hour that they're on the court with them. The second day is our club members come and sit and watch the Pro Exhibition. Everybody gets, if you watch any of the videos, everybody has front row seats. They will sit there for 2 hours and watch absolutely spectacular pickleball. And the third day, the pros come back on the court for an hour for each of the different sessions that we have. They come back and they will give instruction and answer questions for that hour. So like I say, I had the benefit of sitting through 12 hours of those clinics. So I'm like a sponge. I have absorbed a lot of information from these top players when they're out there teaching. And like I say, being a student of the game, I'm good at memorizing and retaining the knowledge that they have taught, and that is the basis of my 100 strategies video that I put out there. You know, I don't take credit for all the stuff that's on there. Probably 90% of the strategies that are on that video is just things that I'm repeating that I've seen these other top players put out and teach. And about 10% of the stuff is kind of things that I've come up with.